time over Oklahoma State. And good afternoon, everyone. I'm James Brown along with the coach, Bill Raftery. Hey, Temple's playing some outstanding basketball, shooting the best of the season, some 10 percentage points better. However, the key to their movement through the tournament has been that confusing but effective matchup zone.
It's difficult to contend with. What they do is they try to identify people in this matchup zone. They have an area responsibility as well. And then the most important ingredient of all is the ability to handle the cuts and communicate with one another. As the opponent runs down the gut, here's the conversation. You pick up the exchanging of people. Make sure there isn't anybody that's free. The opponent tries to find the hole. Once he does, you then must identify him and respond. Frequently, they will have two people in that interaction. And of course, once you go to the goal, they'll deflect and strip, leading to some easy baskets for Temple.
Right out of the Raftery coaching book, huh?
Well, I don't want to play him, I'll tell you that.
North Carolina seems to always have a mother load of talent. They're deep, big across the front line. But without a doubt, in basketball terminology, what's been effective for them in the tournament is their secondary break.
Well, the philosophy is to push the basketball up the floor. On occasion, you will not fill the lanes properly, or the defense will get back and identify their people. But right here, you can see the pushing dribble. King Rice, very effective at it. And then the reversal people. Chilcutt on the top. If he's not free, the kick for the three-pointer. And Hubert Davis is on a tear. That's going to be an important ingredient for North Carolina.
All right, Temple's trying to become only the first, make that the #1 10 seed to make it to the Final Four. We'll be back with the starting lineups right after the...
From Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, number 24, Mick Kilgore. For North Carolina, at forward, a 6'7" senior from Nassau, the Bahamas, number 44, Rick Fox. For Temple, at forward, a 6'9" junior from Atlanta, Georgia, number 30, Mark Strickland. For North Carolina, at forward, a 6'7" sophomore from Roanoke, Virginia, number 34, George Lynch. For Temple, at center, a 7-foot junior from Washington, D.C., number 35, Donald Hodge. For North Carolina, at center, a 6'10" senior from Utah, Alabama, number 32, Pete Chilcutt. For Temple, at guard, a 6-foot sophomore from Camden, New Jersey, number 3, Vic Karstafen. For North Carolina, at guard, a 6-foot senior from Binghamton, New York, number 21, King Rice. For Temple, at guard, a 6'5" senior from Saginaw, Michigan, number 12, Mark Macon. For North Carolina, at guard, a 6'4" junior from Burke, Virginia, number 40, Hubert Davis. And the coaches for Temple in his 9th season, John Chaney. For North Carolina in his 30th season, Dean Smith. The officials...
And we're set for the tip-off between the 10th seed, Temple, and the #1 seed, North Carolina, after this. The leading scorer for the Tar Heels of North Carolina at 17 points a game on the year, and Mark Macon for Temple, averaging 21 points a game in postseason play. Both teams fighting for the right to advance to Indianapolis and the Final Four. Pete Chilcutt and Mick Kilgore jumping center. And it's controlled by Temple. This is Mark Macon.
Carolina man-to-man.
Tight defense by Carolina and a traveling violation called on Mark Strickland, turnover #1.
And JB, as Temple and John Chaney get back in that zone defense, Carolina will trap on the sidelines, on out-of-bounds passes. They challenge your thinking all afternoon.
Davis for 3. Rebounded by Rick Fox, and a much quicker start for Rick Fox, who had only 6 Friday night in the victory over Eastern Michigan.
Well, yesterday I said to Rick, are you going to show up on Sunday? And he's here.
Macon. Donald Hodge fought by George Lynch and snatched by George Lynch. Rice into Chilcutt. And Chilcutt is fouled by Mark Macon. So personal foul number 1 on Macon. Team foul on the Owls.
And while Temple gets back, rebounding is essential if Carolina is going to do the job on both ends of the floor. He's an NBA prospect. He's an alert player. He's an unselfish player. And when he rebounds, what a dimension it adds to the Tar Heels. Matchup, identify a man in your area and trade him off when you have to. Help your partner.
Good zone defense of Temple.
You will get threes, but then Chaney stresses playing the three-point shooters.
King Rice for 3.
All during his career, people thought Dean Smith should have another backcourt man. He listens to the mentor, runs the show, and now is capable of banging that deep one.
And is the defensive signal caller for the Tar Heels, King Rice. And traveling called on Vic Karstafen of Temple. A 5-zip Carolina lead just underway here at the Meadowlands.
The overplay by Fox caused the turnover. Deployment of people now is essential. See the high-low? It's their T game, Carolina. They like to hit the high post and then dump it down in the shape of a T.
Lynch. Reggie Butler on the inside, blocked by Strickland, who had a career-high 8 blocks on Friday night.
Got to get Macon in the flow.
Strickland thought he was undercut by Lynch. No call. Temple still yet to score. Rice.
Quicker to the ball. That's emotion right now.
Fox for 3. And Kilgore with the rebound.
They like to run a pick and roll when they need a basket for Mark Macon or get him into a stack situation.
Hodge. And Hodge can't get the roll. Temple 0 for 3 from the floor in the early going. 17 minutes to play in the first half. Temple yet to drop a basket.
It's tough to dribble against this defense. They usually help.
Nice pass from Fox to Lynch. Better defensive play by Mick Kilgore.
Ooh. He's got John Chaney bemoaning the fact that Rick Fox is able to penetrate. They normally pinch the dribbler.
Michael Harden, a senior guard, coming in to replace Vic Karstafen. John Chaney going to his bench a little quicker, and he said that he would today, Bill.
He's going to try and get other people in. Spears for 1 because he knows down during the end of the game he's going to need fresh people.
Davis stripped from behind by Michael Harden, but a foul instead. So first personal on Michael Harden. It'll be the second team foul on the Owls.
And John Chaney also said that he doesn't want to get in a position where he has to substitute because of fouls. So saving the bodies for late. Well, they're going to say non-shooting, huh? Ooh. Dean Smith's showing a pretty good stroke on the sideline as he imitated a jump shot.
And Dean Smith won't win this argument. Non-shooting foul called by the officials.
That's the only time he loses an argument with the officials. He's a very persuasive individual.
Don't all coaches?
JB, the up and down causing problems inside. Chilcutt and Lynch very active.
Fox for 3.
I'd say he's here.
Already 1 point away from the total scored on Friday. He's got 5. Rick Fox. Kilgore 0 for 4 for Temple.
Need a stop right here.
Instead, there's a basket by George Lynch.
If it's any consolation for Temple, he's waiting for the TV timeout. It's an early lead. They've just got to get their legs, make it in the offense. I know you want to go inside the high. Here's the double up.
And another turnover, Chilcutt. Fox for 3, inside to Chilcutt. It's a 10-0 North Carolina lead. 15:35 left in the first half, and Temple yet to score.
The multiple offenses now, the confusion. This is deep.
Macon 3-point score for Mark Macon.
I like this thinking. He relates to us. If he can't get one close, back out a few yards.
Playground mentality as well.
Oh, he can really drill it.
As Macon gets a hand on that ball, we've got that TV timeout Bill was talking about. And Temple trailing the Tar Heels by 7.
This is run and stunt. And look at the reaction in the back with the zone help. You can't see the floor. You throw a gamble pass. Normally, Carolina so effective with the defense, and they turn it the other way. And, of course, Mark Macon drilling the 3, the spiritual leader, trying to emote, get his guys involved.
I get the impression you would love to have had a telestrator during your coaching days.
I couldn't call enough timeouts to use it, though.
10-3 lead by Carolina. This is Derek Phelps into the lineup for the Tar Heels, as well as Clifford Rozier. Fox for 3.
That's the dilemma. If you make threes, all of a sudden John Chaney has to come out and tag that man. It opens up the inside game.
Rick Fox off to a quick start with 8 points to pace the Tar Heels. Temple, you see, only 1 of 5.
And here's the double up again. They use the lines on the floor. This is very reminiscent of the start against Duke in the ACC tournament, isn't it?
And Carolina drew the contact, but no foul call. Henrik Rodel. Rozier, strip. This is Macon. For 3. Oh. Macon, personal duel.
Well, you can run back on defense and protect the basket, but not when a guy's drilling at. You've got to go up and identify.
6 points for Mark Macon. It's a 7-point Tar Heels lead. 14:08 remaining in half number 1. And ball deflected out of bounds by Mark Strickland.
They used to tease Mark Macon a few years ago because John Chaney used to treat him like a son. They said, how's Daddy doing today? Well, right now, Daddy's pretty happy the way Macon's drilling the deep one.
Derek Phelps, Henrik Rodel, Rick Fox, Clifford Rozier, and Eric Montross, the 5 on the floor for North Carolina.
Size, so you have to stay at home underneath, and shooting ability. They're a very active team.
Rodel likes to penetrate. Block number 2 for Strickland. And Macon has it knocked loose by Rick Fox.
You mentioned the activity defensively. Strickland, who had 4 the other night, a presence, loves to get it going for the defense.
Rick Fox and Clifford Rozier out into the lineup. George Lynch and Brian Reese for Carolina. This is Macon. Nice left-handed move by Mark Macon.
Well, he's shaked and shook on the drive, and that time just getting free on the out-of-bounds. Bad defense by Carolina.
Boy, any memories of nightmares on this floor 3 years ago by Macon have been completely eradicated.
Dispelled. Look at the double up. They got to go cross court.
Strong move by Montross. Can't get the fall. This is Karstoffen for Temple. For 3 off the mark. Lynch.
Well, that's a condominium project for Victor.
Yeah, he did chip the corner of the backboard. Block number 3 for Strickland.
Look at that cut.
And Montross is fouled by Mark Strickland. That'll be the first personal on Mark Strickland, 3rd on the Owls. I mentioned Mark Strickland coming off of a career-high 8 blocks the other night. Boy, he's in the groove now.
He's very active, but they just break the defense down in so many ways. Carolina, that you're going to have to block shots. It's amazing with Strickland how tough they are inside. Hodge doesn't even have to come up and block.
Strickland's been averaging 4 blocks per game in the tournament. Short for Montross, who had a big game off the bench on Friday night against Eastern Michigan, had a career-high 17 points.
Just think, if Eric and Carolina are able to win, he's got to go back to Indiana, his home state, and be booed. They were not happy that he left.
I think there may be a few more cheers for him this time.
Maybe. The promised land to Indiana youngsters. IU. Here's the
Mark Macon, the only guy to put it in the basket from the field for Temple. He's 3 of 4. And Henrik Rodel had a clean block from behind, but got the body on Donald Hodge. The rest of the Temple team 0 for 5 from the field as you take a look at Dean Smith.
Well, Hodge gets the ball inside. Macon, you can see just going out of your frame, wide open. All he had to do is dump it out. A chance for 3. But the defense challenging him, he didn't recognize. A little bit rattled.
Hodge, a nice shooting big man from the free throw line, averaging 71% on the year from Coolidge High School in Washington, D.C. Hodge has put on a little weight since high school. Still could be just a little meaner.
They like him to roll to the hole and challenge. He's more of a jump shooter. At least that's his philosophy now. 1 of 2 for Donald Hodge. And it's a 14-9 Carolina lead. Some back screens against, they keep changing. That's the key to diffusing the matchup. Find the hole, they take it away, come up with something different.
Then the pressure offensively is on who? The point man, maybe?
Generally the point guy.
Nice steal by Karstafen. Up ahead to Macon. And Macon scores. 10 points for Mark Macon. Travel, Temple ball. The biggest lead of the ball game, Carolina had 10-zip. It's now a 3-point contest, under 12 to play.
Macon stayed home. John Chaney would not be dining at those delis he likes so much up in the New York area.
Macon on fire.
Truly a great player. Not seen enough. A lot of people get more attention.
Montross, you think Dean might need a TV timeout now, Billy?
He'll wait. They're very comfortable coming from behind or having droughts.
Macon with the rebound. Wow, and score.
A true All-American, using the kiss and being so aggressive, taking it to the Tar Heels.
14 first-half points for Mark Macon. And you and I talked at the top, the only team rules that do not apply for Mark Macon.
Well, he got the 5th foul, and I said to him yesterday, did you see the coach when you were going out of the game? He said he caught me out of the corner of my eye. I didn't pay any attention to him. And get some cutters through, and eventually you'll see Montrose in this area and the pass coming. And unfortunately, the reaction to Starpin with a great job playing down off the shooter, gets his hand in the middle of it, and electrifying right now. Mark Macon with the finish.
Essentially, the score is Mark Macon 16, North Carolina 14. Macon 6 of 7 from the field. No other teammate on Temple has scored a field goal yet. The only other point, of course, Donald Hodge at the free throw line.
And keep in mind the substituting of North Carolina.
Inside move by Lynch. Rebounded by Strickland, and a foul called on George Lynch. Second personal foul on George Lynch. And with the sideline report, let's check in with Curry Kirkpatrick.
Guys, Dean Smith was really concerned about the transition game. He had 4 freshmen in the game at the time, making one on his spree, and I think he got caught in the substitutions. He settled his guys down and put some upperclassmen in the game. Back to you.
All right, the upperclassmen, of course, King Rice, Pete Chilcutt, Hubert Davis. And it stays Temple ball down on this end.
Of all the coaches in the country, and Curry's point is well taken, he's confident with his underclassmen, with his substituting, but occasionally he'll get caught with that inexperience and guys not wanting to make the big play, such as Fox will come up for you.
I was about to mention, and let's not forget Rick Fox.
And here's an ideal trap. See how they step into it?
Karstafen to Kilgore. First basket of the afternoon for Mick Kilgore. Lynch, bread and butter moves inside. Blocked by Hodge, the 7-footer.
Oh, where you going, Mick?
Double clutches, can't draw the foul. And Hodge touches it last. Carolina ball. A capacity crowd on hand here at the Meadowlands Arena for this NCAA East Regional Championship between Temple, the lowest remaining seed in the tournament, taking on the #1 seed at the Tar Heels of North Carolina. Along with Curry Kirkpatrick and Bill Raftery, I'm James Brown. Carolina trailing by 4, making 1 on that three-pointer by Hubert Davis.
And John Chaney switched the defense. He stepped up on the three-point shooters. He trapped out of it and was burnt. See if he backs it off next trip.
Davis 6 of 7 from three-point land as Karstafen tries to answer Lynch with the rebound. Macon passing him. Davis, second three-pointer. 2 for 3 for Hubert Davis, the ACC's best three-point percentage shooter.
And the power of the dribble, pushing it quick, and a gamble against a team like Carolina you usually pay for an unnecessary defensive lapse.
Heels back out in front by 2. 8:50 remaining in the first half.
John Chaney calls Dean Smith's philosophy the Heinz 57 variety. We've seen 3 different defenses already. This is their 2-3 zone now.
The Heinz 57 variety.
Smorgasbord.
Kilgore for 3. And it's Temple by 1. Rice looking to pass, fouled by Karstafen. First personal on Karstafen. 4th team foul on Temple. Eric Montross back into the lineup for Carolina, replacing George Lynch. And just a sampling of the depth of North Carolina as John Chaney pleading.
He's got that tie on, the one that he didn't reach too far in his pocket for. Same tie, well, he won with it. He buys great ties, saves the good ones.
That was the under $5 variety.
I think he had that one when he worked at Betty's Delicatessen in Philly. Said he used to put the food outside, and then when he finished work, grab it and bring it home. That's how he fed his kids in his early days of coaching. A wise old Al.
King Rice weathered the critics, has 4 points, 3 assists. And yeah, talk about protecting the ball. That says it all.
And when they are reasonable with the ball in a 15 turnover area, they're awfully tough.
Derek Phelps, the freshman out of Christ the King High School in New York, in to replace King Rice.
Learning the game as the point guard, distributing the ball much better. Phelps, pretty good defender at his size of 6'3" as well. Here's the double. Now with Carolina and the double ups, you've got to go cross court. You've got to anticipate the traps.
Macon being defended by Davis.
Well, Hodge can get some things done if they trap and he rolls the lane. Here's the try. He's got to roll the lane.
Macon for 3.
He got away with that save.
Chilcutt did. You're right.
That's where they're tough.
Davis for another 3. Chilcutt. And Kilgore has the loose ball. Alley-oop from Karstafen, and Strickland is fouled by Pete Chilcutt.
Temple, they're like nudges, JB. You don't
like who?
Nudges. You don't think they're going to run. All of a sudden, they'll gamble, particularly Victor from the back court with a great look. Montross a little bit late, but I'm impressed with Mark Strickland. The ability to catch the basketball and generally complete the sequence.
As we take a look at Brian Reese coming into the lineup to replace George Lynch. And let's check that. That foul was actually on Eric Montross, his first personal foul. So take one away from Chilcutt. Strickland yet to score. There's point number 1. He does, in fact, have 3 block shots, though, so defensively, he's been an asset.
Now, on the second free throw, John Chaney, characteristic of him, brings everybody back. He doesn't want anybody going over the top and getting a silly foul.
And right now, Temple holding to a 1-point lead. Our hands, but it wasn't that way at the start where Carolina.
Saw him loosening up yesterday. He starts.
And Temple has cut. And Temple has cut the Carolina lead to 3 with 4:07 remaining in the first half. Double screen for Fox. For 3, Fox. Lynch knocks it out of bounds. Temple ball. But we've got a timeout in the action. 3-point Tar Heels lead. Today is Bill Cosby, but with more on that, let's go over to Curry Kirkpatrick.
Enjoying the coverage by James Brown and Bill Raftery so much, they decided to stay home and watch it on television. Congratulations, guys. You finally found some fans.
Well, thank you very much, Curry.
I don't think he's here because John Chaney's accusing him of being penurious, rather, as Fox fills it up. A 5-second violation caused the turnover. But John Chaney wants a new gym and asks Cos for $12 million. He said, I'll get back to you.
Pocket change. Rick Fox, 5 of 7 from the floor. Meanwhile, back here at the action, Carolina on top, 32-27.
Is the double up, and they do a better job on it.
Carolina true to form with the substitutions. And a follow by Strickland. They call him over the back.
You see the smile on his face. He's the guy that's brought a new excitement to Temple. He's very active. He blocks shots. The ability to go up in traffic, Macon with the size differential there on King Rice. But even though it doesn't count, they've got to start thinking he's going to come in and finish off a few. Strong and aggressive plays with some emotion.
And Strickland sits on the bench with 2, keeping in form with the Chaney rule. James Spears in the lineup for Temple.
Steal by Macon, caused by Macon.
And Spears with the loose ball.
Changing the D that time, different look by John Chaney.
Under 3 to play in the first half. Karstarfin, Kilgore, Spears, Macon, and Hodge, the 5 for Temple in crimson.
A new offensive set. They had Macon down on the box trying to get him some bumps.
Kilgore for 3. That's the guy who's got to get hot for Temple. He's been averaging 20 in the tournament.
The extra
Off
pass.
of Fox's hands.
Nice one,
Temple ball.
This club occasionally will overpass. That was not a case in point. Dean has unselfish people, very giving to one another.
Mark Macon scored 15, the first 16 points for Temple. None since the 2 free throws.
JB, now the zone, really giving Temple a chance to get their legs, end up with this long 3, but arrest and, more importantly, Macon not in a situation where he could foul at the other end.
Rice to Davis. Davis blocked from behind by Kilgore. And the foul is going to be assessed, and John Chaney is saying, hey, he hit the ball. Michael Harden in to replace Mark Macon, so Macon will take a seat on the bench with 1:49 remaining and Temple trailing by just 2.
Got about 3 minutes, 10 seconds out of him without him fouling. Wise move now. You may look for them to hold the ball even longer on this next trip. Carolina might set up for a trap now without Macon. You can gamble a little bit more.
Hubert Davis, just an excellent free throw shooter, 81% from the charity stripe on the season.
Pretty good all-around athlete, too. Football player in high school.
No doubt about it. Davis makes it a 4-point Tar Heels lead as Eric Montross comes in to replace George Lynch. So it's Kilgore, Harden, Spears, Karstarfin, and Hodge, the 5 for Temple. For Carolina, King Rice, Hubert Davis, Rick Fox, Eric Montross, and Pete Chilcutt in white for North Carolina.
Spears. He wasn't put in to do that. Be physical.
Hodge loses it off of his foot, and it's Carolina ball. Donald Hodge with only 3 points in the first half, and he's averaging just under 12 on the year.
And JB, players sometimes forget who's on the floor. Kilgore was the go-to guy without Macon. Should have dumped it back out. He had an open jump shot. One thing this zone causes you pass extra passes and settle for tougher shots.
Spears with the rebound for Temple. Something you don't see Carolina doing very often, taking tough shots.
No, and rebounding, Temple's done a nice job to hang close. Very competitive against Carolina.
You can still see the rawness in Spears as a basketball player, the former football player from West Virginia, still not polished down low.
It looks like somebody had the tape on his hands on that shot.
And Chilcutt going up for the shot, has it blocked. The tape on his hands, Bill.
He took that shot from a three-point stance. And little conversation, he's talking about clock. That's his game. He wants them to understand every moment they're on the floor, the clock and the score. What type of shots, what we want to get in with.
Now, as quick as the game is that possible to understand all of those things?
It is, because they make you make the extra pass, take time from your offensive venture in the game for Mick Kilgore.
This is a two-shot foul now. Two-shot.
Chilcutt was tied with Hubert Davis for team highs on Friday with 18 points.
You're about the only guy I know, as we look at the Carolina bench. Lynch with a couple of fouls that turned down Dean Smith.
Ooh.
I'll tell you, your mother loved him, though.
I don't think it was so much turning him down as accepting Harvard, though.
That's why you went there, huh? They taught you how to weigh your words.
36 seconds remaining in the first half. Carolina on top by 5.
Might see Carolina at the end try and run a trap to disrupt the flow of this stall to get the last shot. And there it is.
Tenths of a second difference between the shot clock and the game clock.
And Harden with good restraint, not shooting.
Under 10 on the shot clock and game clock. Hodge begging for it inside. And Karstafen has to throw it away with 2 seconds remaining on the game clock. And Hodge, a big target on the inside, was open. Fox has it knocked loose. He won't get it off. So the first half will end with Carolina on top by 5, and that's the end of the first half. Carolina 35, Temple 30. CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship will continue after this message and a word from your local station.
17 first half points, but North Carolina leads at halftime 35-30. And hi again, everybody. I'm Pat O'Brien, this time along with my pal Mike Francesa. And can you believe this guy won his first 75 college games? What were you, 86-4?
86-4. I'll take it.
Whoa, Bill Walton. Anyway, what about the game? I can get off on him. What about the game?
Well, Macon kept him in with the 17 first half points, but Carolina played 11 people. Temple only played 7. They'll wear him down. They can hurt him inside. Carolina only shot 42%, so I think they're in pretty good position, although the pace isn't as quick as they would like.
Yeah.
Carolina has more overall strength. Macon's having a huge game. If Temple's going to win, somebody else besides Macon has got to come through with a performance today.
And you picked Temple to win this game before the game.
I like Macon a lot.
All right. Earlier,
just happy to be there ourselves. I'm pulling like heck for the Tar Heels right now, like I have my entire life. Our crowd was really excited here last night. Our team was really excited, and this is a good time of college basketball.
You know, Coach, everyone talked about Arkansas's ability to wear down opponents. You went in, they had hit you with a 20-6 run. You were down 12, but you were the one with your depth and your team's, you know, depth and overall talent. You wore Arkansas down. Assess your second half yesterday.
Well, I think there was so much publicity given to that 40 minutes of hell that we talked to our team about, let's make it 80 minutes because we're going to play too. And we've had a great deal of confidence in our depth all year long. We've played a lot of people, and I think the guys coming off the bench, Sean Tunstall, Steve Woodbury, those guys gave us a great lift yesterday.
Coach, you just spanked 2 of the top teams. Indiana, Not too many people gave you much credit, particularly here at CBS. I was one that was not on your bandwagon at the beginning. Curry Kirkpatrick, he loved you from the start. But can your team play from the favorite position?
Well, I think we don't pay a lot of attention to that. I've got a couple of players that read more newspapers probably than they should, but we do want some respect, but we also know that talk is pretty cheap. You know, there were a lot of things said before the Arkansas game, and we talked to our players about you have to do it out on the court, and that's what's going to matter.
Got to say, Mike Francesa had you, too. Coach, today we're witnessing one of those tournament deals where a player just catches on fire. Mark Macon has 17 points in the ball game. In fact, he had 15 of their first 16 points. Let's roll up some video. How do you stop a kid like this who's so hot?
Well, it's very hard, I think, to stop him, and he's just gotten off to such a great start. But still, very few times do you find one player to be able to beat a team unless you're like Bill Walton playing against Memphis State. I saw it happen one time then, but they've got to get some help from somebody besides Mark, because I don't think Mark can beat North Carolina by himself.
Hey, Coach, how much fun is this, huh?
This is about as fun as it gets.
Okay, thanks for joining us, and good luck. We'll see you down the road.
17-point first half of Mark Macon. Temple trailing by 5, and we'll return to the Meadowlands Arena in East Rutherford, New Jersey. After this message and a word from your local station, you're watching CBS Sports Express to make the trip to Indianapolis and the Final Four, and I'm sure the halftime discussions by both of these coaches were interesting. Who better to know than our reporter, Curry Kirkpatrick, who's back in the locker room area.
In the bowels of the Meadowlands, the Temple dressing room is right next door to the North Carolina dressing room. And a hysterical scene ensued at the beginning of the halftime. John Chaney came into his locker room. Both doors were open. Players were parading back and forth, coaches back and forth. Chaney was screaming at the top of his lungs. The Tar Heels had to hear him. One of the things he was saying was, "Who's got him? Who's got him?" I'm sorry, guys, I didn't find out who him was. Back to you.
All right, Curry, thank you very much. And, well, I tell you what, I'm sure that might have been a question that Dean Smith was asking of his squad about Mark Macon, who certainly played an impressive first half. But, Billy, somebody for Temple, being the underdog team, has got to step forward. Who do you think it may be?
Well, that shot of John Chaney, he looks at a chart. He looks for entry passes. It's Hodge. He hasn't touched the ball enough. If they're going to be a factor, he has to get involved.
As a matter of fact, Hodge has only 3 points in the first half. As we take a look at the other stats here, in the tournament, you see what Temple has been doing. This is what they're doing today.
Force the shots, not typical. They're uncharacteristic. They've done a nice job here. They've competed, been aggressive, going after things, and I think they have to keep that up. But here's the problem. I was looking at the numbers. You can see Carolina runs people in and out. Temple's had 2 people play 20 minutes and 2:18. That's a problem.
Mark Macon, leading scorer for Temple with 17 points. Rick Fox, the leading scorer for Carolina with 12. So Carolina opens up second half with George Lynch, Hubert Davis, Pete Chilcutt, King Rice, and Rick Fox. For Temple, it'll be Macon and Kilgore, Donald Hodge, Vic Karstafen, and Mark Strickland. So Bill Raftery thinks Donald Hodge has got to step up big in the 7-footer with only 3 first-half points. He's shooting 73% from the field in the tournament. He needs to put it up.
He only had 3 shots. Once again, the matchup identifies the alley-oop out of it.
Nice pass from Rice to Chilcutt.
And Lynch with the back screen out of the gate. Oh, do you like an easy one? Dean the Dream, huh?
Talk about a cerebral play, catching the guys off guard early.
Sure was. You look at a matchup, and you turn your head in that matchup zone, you lose contact.
This is Hodge. That's it. Turns and squares. In and out. Rice with the loose ball.
Got to get back, identify. They like to reverse as well. High-low against this matchup.
You know, Billy, although Carolina has the lead, this is the first time in the tournament they haven't shot 50% from the field in the first half as Rick Fox misses that shot. So the Temple D certainly has kept them within striking distance along with the scoring of Mark Macon.
Well, Carolina over the years forces you into tough shots.
Kilgore rebounded by Strickland.
Nice reset here by Hodge. Turns strong.
Boy, you and John Chaney thinking right along the same lines to get Hodge involved early, but he can get the fall. 1 for 5 for Donald Hodge as Chilcutt throws it up. Fox with the loose ball. Hodge has the rebound. And Fox the foul.
Well, Chilcott's the reverse man on the secondary. He can make the three, but he was a couple of feet further out than the line.
Only foul number 1 on Rick Fox. First team foul for Carolina here in the second half.
2-3 zone by Carolina. Got to identify Mark Macon.
Macon indeed a streaky shooter. Karstafen misses. But those stats are pretty much in sync with what Macon did in the game on Friday night. As a matter of fact, Friday night he was 6 of 7 from the field in the first half, only 2 of 10 in the second half, at 4-4 in overtime.
Well, more trips. He doesn't touch the ball as King gets the reversal. Rice on the money. But they've limited the amount of touches that Macon has had. And all of a sudden he's unable to compete. They've got to get it to him.
And Carolina tying its biggest lead of the game. It's back to 10.
And here's the switching D to a man.
Macon. And it was that man who ate into and obliterated that 10-point first half lead.
Well, touch it. As the game progresses, you've got to look to see if they get a little bit tired.
And the basket counts. The foul is on Victor Karstafen. Hubert Davis does whatever you want in the flow of the offense.
You like him, and the improvement during the course of the year as the brain trust checks out. But see, 2 people, they didn't communicate. Karstafen a little bit late trying to slide down. But occasionally, if you come at the defense quickly, particularly the matchup, there is some mass confusion. Jimmy Maloney, his longtime sidekick, used to be at Niagara. Calvin Murphy played for him. He didn't teach him much. Calvin had it all when he arrived.
No question about it.
John relies on him heavily.
Hubert Davis with his 13th point of the game.
Keep switching the D. You got to keep thinking they're going to have a backcourt violation.
And they just get it over in time. Temple does. Macon. Mark Macon, 21 points. His average in the NCAA tournament. Lynch has room to operate, but yeah, as a matter of fact, he was lucky that time.
That's right. They got the walk bailing him out, but he lowered the shoulder. It could have been offense.
He is strong. Macon for 3. Rice. Kilgore with the rebound. Number 4. Here comes Temple.
Yes.
Up to Strick.
Around that hoop, it is Strick land. They look for him. He gets him up and down. He's a fine-looking player. And Victor Karstafen on the money.
Fox for 3. Up to Kilgore.
They're getting some easy baskets, but the pass is the thing. This, for some of the players, is easy. Others can't get up that high, but Victor Karstafen, the glue for this club, but Strickland continues to impress. Got to get some easy hoops.
Second personal on Rick Fox as Kilgore misses the first.
How about John complaining about the price of corned beef sandwiches up in this area? $13.50, too much for him.
Let's check in with Curry Kirkpatrick.
James, John Chaney up off the Temple bench yelling at the Owls. You've got to help him. You've got to help him. And this time we all know who him is, Mark Macon.
All right, Curry. No mistake in that at all. Chilcutt. Nice jump hook. Bill Guthridge told you that Chilcutt really comes through with the big plays.
Billy said he just keeps getting better and better. Plays within himself. Turnaround jumper, that little jump hook. Something that's become attractive on the offensive end.
Only 5 points this afternoon for Chilcutt, but a whale of a defensive job on Donald Hodge thus far. Hodge, plenty of room to work, and gets a second easy shot and finally gets the drop. Only 5 points on the afternoon for Hodge.
He knows his way around the neighborhood. They've got to relocate him and find it.
Fox found the range. 14 for Rick Fox. 15 minutes left in the game. Carolina 47, Temple 38. And of course a ticket to Indianapolis on the line. Karstafen rebounded by Davis. UNLV and Kansas, the first two teams. Plane tickets already punched, heading to Indianapolis. And Fox warming up.
Big players or big-time players step up. And right now, Rick Fox with the kiss and then the penetration.
Strickland. Kilgore with the rebound and score. 9-point lead by the Heels.
JB, watch the activity now against this pressure. A lot of movement. See up and down. Lynch comes from the box all the way out. The fill high. Davis on the baseline. Creating decisions.
Good decision there by Mark Macon.
1-on-4.
And Mark Macon with that basket becomes the 21st player in NCAA history to reach the 2,600-point mark.
Well, that particular play, he let the other four rest in the backcourt. So he didn't need them to come over the timeline.
He's got 23. You know, Willis Reed said he thinks that Mark Macon's best basketball is ahead of him, Billy. Chilcutt. Rebounded by Hodge. And, of course, Reed is the general manager of the New Jersey Nets.
Well, he feels he can play without the basketball, and they will run things for him in the NBA. And down below, Lynch with an unnecessary one.
So Lynch and Strickland going at it physically.
North Carolina 49, Temple 42. But at this time of the game, you need your big guy to step up. By big guy, primetime player. Macon with over 2 steals a game. Who needs the rest of the club? Take the rest of the afternoon off. And, of course, on the other side, Rick Fox stepping up as well.
Karstafen. And Victor Karstafen with that three-pointer first basket of the afternoon. That cuts the Carolina lead to 4.
Got to get something out of their defense. They're extending a little more. And Kilgore with a silly one on Rodel. That far from the basket.
Silly indeed. Third personal foul on Kilgore. And we've got some excellent action here. Ought to be the same up in Pontiac, Michigan. St. John's and Duke. Jimmy Nance and Billy Packer will be calling that action. 2
terrific man-to-man teams with different philosophies. Duke will go out and extend it, and Louis lays back within the circle and the 3-second line as Mark Macon with another one.
And that's personal foul number 3 on Mark Macon.
And by another one, another silly one for Temple. Not involved with the play.
Let's check in with Curry Kirkpatrick.
Guys, John Chaney just basically switched Mark Macon's position. He's going to put Macon at the point, put Victor Karstafen on the wing, and he wants Karstafen to shoot the ball, which is what just happened down at the other end.
All right, Curry. And he would be a welcome addition for John Chaney to put some balls in the basket. Lob pass. Montross has it tipped by Strickland.
Great
alert play by Fox. This is Rodel. And Rodel for 3.
Right now, the Temple zone is wide open at the foul line and below, James. Look for that flash post by North Carolina.
The three-point shooters for Carolina, normally Davis and Fox, but Rodel dropping in 1. And it's a 7-point North Carolina lead.
Good cut by
Karstafen has the green light.
Great cut on the trap. That foul line is open. Victor very alert.
Half of his season's average. Karstafen with 5.
There's the spot. Look who saved it again.
Strickland and Montross really going at it on the inside as Macon pops it. A 3 on this end. 26 points for Mark Macon. Chilcutt. Temple ball.
Step in, and this is wide open. Victor Kastarpin with a great read. The zone up in the back by Montross. And look at this. Make sure you got your feet set. They found somebody, didn't they?
No doubt. Back to live action. This is Macon being defended by Derek Phelps. So it's Phelps, Davis, Fox, Montross, and George Lynch. The 5 on the floor defensively for Carolina. In traffic, Kilgore. Temple ball.
Now, Mick got away with that dribble earlier in the game. That's the second time. He's got to be careful as Kilgore penetrates.
Macon, left-handed shot. Rebounded by Montross.
Good kick out.
2-on-2, Davis. 4-2.
And Lynch kept the defense honest by sprinting to the box.
Davis, 3 points over his season's average. He's got 15.
Now, Macon at the point, it's a different game. Kastarpin is getting in it, but Macon's out of it. At least in a half-court set.
Hodge, double team. And it stays Temple ball. So you think, although Kastarpin stepping up for Chaney, Macon's cooling off?
Well, they don't run enough things for the point guy. They run it for the off guard. Of course, if Hodge can do some damage, they just need some easy points inside, at least a chance to go to the foul line.
Hodge looking for his move. Kilgore for 3. And Macon with the loose ball, a fresh 45 for Temple.
Montross.
Foul. Okay.
This push with the big upper body, and Hodge stepping up, begging for the ball a little more. You've got to want it as a big guy as well. You just can't disappear and let these little guys nail all those jumpers on you.
With as much of a package offensively as Hodge does have, what would you be doing to try to free him up? Or is he doing too much putting the ball on the floor?
Well, I think they've doubled him quickly. He's got to make a quick decision. He's taking a long time.
No question as to who this play is set up for. But Macon can deliver. Fox with the rebound. Still a 4-point Carolina lead. Under 10 to play.
What a look.
Lynch. In and out.
Basket interference. They grabbed the rim. Shook the ball. Wow, that's a nice way of defending. But how about Rick Fox? We're talking about Macon. You need a guy like Fox who's a multi-positional player that can handle that point in the fast break and then find somebody.
Only 4 points for George Lynch. 2 of 6 shooting, and he averages 12 on the year.
Montross had a disadvantage on Kilgore. Not that far.
Kastarpin. Boy, should have given him the green light earlier.
Oh, well, he was taking them, but maybe rushing them earlier. Now they're within the offense.
He's got 8. 3-point ball game.
Get to the gap and kick it.
Fox.
He scored a goal, too.
Will they count it?
Yeah. Joe Mingles signaling a deuce.
They count it. So Rick Fox will be credited with the baskets. Dean Demopoulos working on John Chaney to try and keep him under control.
Well, I think he's got a legitimate gripe. I thought this was on the way up. And before it hit the glass and on the way down. Good reaction, but once again, in the gap, in traffic. Fox, I thought that was still on the way up, a clean play. Give the foul, but not the goal.
Rick Fox has already scored 12 more than he did on Friday night. He's got 18, making 19. King Rice back into the lineup for Derek Phelps, and Brian Reese back into the Carolina lineup for Rick Fox. Near the conclusion of today's game, Bill and I will select the Chevrolet Most Valuable Player of the game from each team. And in their honor, Chevrolet donates a $1,000 scholarship to the General Scholarship Fund of each school. 59-53, Carolina on top. 8:50 left in the game.
Once again, the change in the defense, a different look.
Kastarpin.
Going to the well a little too often, huh? Deep, and with Lynch way up on him.
Kastarpin to support your point, started 0 of 6 for Chaney from the field. Since then, he's been 3 of 4. Davis. Like him.
Oh,
Gotta like him.
with the bounce to ecstasy. Kept control. If they didn't trap him, he was going to keep going. Nice recognition.
The bounce to ecstasy.
Well, it's such a great feeling, isn't it? With the left hand, you've been trying that all your life, haven't you? As a youngster in the game.
A good feeling for Davis. He's got 17, and Carolina's on top 61-53. Strickland got to make that. Hodge with the rebound. And score. He collects himself nicely.
He does. He really organizes his feet beautifully. Nice job by Temple getting the good shot. Unfortunately, Strickland could not convert.
7 points for Donald Hodge.
Carolina keeps a different look each trip. Look at the back
Lob
door.
pass. Boy, has that worked all day. George Lynch slamming in his 6th point.
They set it up by putting Chilcutt out high. The defense has to come up and recognize. Well, they pull the string beautifully. Macon on some pop-outs now. They can wait for him.
He has the size advantage on King Rice, but King Rice is awfully strong.
Got to bounce him in where you can get the shot. Well, I guess that's his shot.
Well, that's close enough, huh?
Oh.
It's a 2-point shot by Mark Macon. He's got 28 on the afternoon.
He's on a roll. Remember Dick Barnett with the fade back, baby? That's what he's on now. He shoots it. He knows it's a deuce.
And the double leg kick.
Old Knickerbocker.
St. John's Duke coming your way. Grant Hill, the impressive freshman for Duke. Davis. Chilcutt with the rebound. Foul. Victor Karstarfin. 3rd personal on Karstarfin. 5th team foul on Temple. And when we come back, Rick Fox and Montrose checking back in for Carolina. Temple shooting poor from the field as well as in 3-point range, but the defense keeping him in close. Hodge with the rebound over Eric Montrose.
Fox and Macon. Pretty good matchup.
Smart move on Kilgore to try to use his height advantage. A nice block by Hubert Davis, his 10th block of the season, but he draws the foul. Let's check in with Curry.
Guys, John Chaney in the last huddle screaming at the Owls, I need the effort. Give me the effort. Forget about the last 6 minutes. I'm talking about the long haul, the long haul. I think he's looking at overtime.
All right, Curry, and it's been a long time since Temple has made an appearance in the Final Four. The last 2 times came during the Guy Rogers years of 56 and 58. Chaney would love to get there as Kilgore drops in a free throw.
I remember reading about those days. Hal Lear alongside. But when you think of the long haul, John rests his players in interesting ways. Off the foul line, they're rested. The zone helps them rest as well. They have to be on the floor and play tough the last 6 minutes.
And under 6 minutes to play now.
Look at this penetration.
Chilcutt gets the loose ball and drops it in.
Right now, they're breaking it down with the dribble, something they could not do earlier in the game. Carolina's found a little hole.
7-point Heels lead, 5:36. Karstarfin. Oh, slammed through by Strickland.
Big and emphatic.
You like the guys that can jump, huh?
Oh, I get a kick out of it. I mean, it's just amazing timing. But that's sending it in.
Davis. Scrapping hustle on the floor. Possession arrow favors Temple.
JB, you always like what you couldn't do as a player. This is something that I saw people do on me. Just great attention. Look at that. Coordination.
No one slammed on you.
Jackie Jackson, for one of the old Globies did. Oh, resourceful. Finding a way.
Carolina using that front line to advantage, 35-17 advantage in front line scoring, and Carolina nursing a 5-point lead with 4:56 remaining.
They've started to go perimeter now. Hodge not as involved. Starpin, Kilgore, and Macon will touch it most of the time.
Kilgore scores and is fouled.
He's 6'8". Fox feeling he could play up, take the jumper, not realizing the fleetness of foot. Nick Kilgore.
Well, John Chaney's players well schooled in terms of using what we call the pro moves, going up with it anyway, as we take a look at George Lynch coming back in to replace Eric Montross. Can't get the drop. There remains a 3-point Tar Heels lead.
Dean Smith now with 4:30 left with his starters in.
Davis. Hubert Davis for 2.
JB drive, draw, and dish. Nothing complex. Temple a little lax at popping back out.
Nothing flashy about Hubert Davis, just effective.
Solid. Not pretty, but effective.
Hey, you're not talking about the way he looks.
No, no.
Okay.
Just that solid basketball.
Strickland. Strickland's got 8, and is down to a 3-point game again.
Okay, John Chaney's kids have hung tough. What an emotional coach he is.
And he's essentially done it with 7 players. Chilcutt.
Tough angle.
Lynch.
Rebounding. The big concern going in.
8 points, 7 rebounds for George Lynch.
Easy now, don't hold
When you look at Temple, the one thing they have going, they have 3 guards on the floor, and Kilgore, they all can handle, go to the hole, but they also then have good balance for the transition game of the opponent. But Mick starting to step it up.
15th point by Kilgore brings it back to within 3. Davis. Karstafen. Possession arrow, Carolina. 2:49 to play. Dean Smith hoping to get to the Final Four. Percentage from the first half. Temple was at 33%. Victor Karstafen has the green light to shoot it. Mark Macon has been the man with 28 points and 8 rebounds.
Oh, he talked about fatigue, but down the stretch, rebounding is going to be an extremely important concern, particularly for Temple. Lynch with a strong completion.
Davis, Rice, Lynch, Chilcutt, and Fox, the 5 in white for North Carolina. 2:40 left in the game.
Going to run it down. I'd say about 12 seconds to go and then run their set, which is going to be tough against this zone. I think you've got to use some movement to confuse them a little bit. Dean may start a little bit earlier. He's up now.
Do you agree with the philosophy here?
Oh, yeah. Just a chance to get the kind of shots you want. Shorten the game a little bit. Now they're going with 15. Gives them 2 chances to make decisions.
Lynch. It worked.
I agree with the philosophy.
10 points for George Lynch. 5-point Carolina lead. With 2 minutes left in the game, the winner advances to the Final Four.
They're switching all the inside screens. You see Chilcutt now trying to get back and gain inside position. The switch back by Lynch. Face guarding, trying to shut off the next logical pass.
Macon has the ball. Shot clock under 15. Under 10 on the shot clock. And a timeout called by Temple.
Tough situation, trying to get it back in and score easily.
So the winner advances on to meet Kansas. The game summary here.
Well, you look at the three-point shooting. Temple stepping it up a little bit. Macon with 28. He's the guy now that I think has to step up. Carolina in this situation loves to trap. They don't have much time, Temple, to do too many things. So you may see a sideline trap. Straight up man. There's the trap.
Kilgore for three, and he gets it. Down to a two-point ball game with 1:20 remaining.
Temple looks man-to-man right now. John Chaney backing off Mick Kilgore. Rice likes to get it, or Fox turn the corner and make a pass.
Karstafen trying to keep the ball out of the hands of Rice, and Fox is fouled by Kilgore. So Mick Kilgore picks up his 4th personal foul, and it'll be a shooting situation for North Carolina.
Temple foul committed by Mick Kilgore.
Out of bounds.
Oh, Billy, they tell him to take it out of bounds. My goodness.
Not shooting.
Oh. Well, we see the number of timeouts. Temple with 2, Carolina with its full complement. The next foul will be a 1-and-1 shooting situation for both teams. So Fox will not get a trip to the free throw line. Carolina will have the ball out of bounds when they come back. So John Chaney getting to his first Final Four.
JB, they run an alley-oop on an out of bounds, or they get a jump shot for Fox or Davis.
Lynch, Davis, Fox, Chilcutt, and Rice. The 5 on the floor for Carolina. 51 seconds left. You can see the difference from the shot clock.
Still in the matchup. See if they go man-to-man. Dean Smith telling King Rice to initiate. You've got to stay at home, deny the pass, and hope that Karstafen can contain the dribbler.
Rice. And a foul is called on Karstafen. 4th personal on Victor Karstafen, so King Rice will take a trip to the free throw line.
His 4th personal.
Well, with the spread floor, James, Karstafen did a nice job. The reach-in cost him. You see the dying duck or quail on the release.
Rice has hit 45 of his last 57 free throws, make it 46 of 58.
Something to be said for experience. Carolina now must not foul. Temple has to push it up, get themselves in position for the quick hitter.
Rice, perfect today, 4-4 from the line, 73-69, 20 seconds left.
They only needed 2 because they need 2 possessions, JB.
Macon for 3. And again, and he gets it. With 8.6 seconds remaining. A 1-point ball game. Remaining 1-point ball game. Carolina on top.
The timeout situation you can see there. But right now, Temple's got to hope for a 5-second violation, a denial, a double up, and maybe a steal, but then stop the clock immediately.
Pat Sullivan taking the ball out of bounds for Carolina.
They got a hold. Well, they got the foul.
On Victor Karstafen, and only 0.6 of a second clicked off.
So John advising him to make sure not to let that clock tick off.
Victor Karstafen, his 5th personal foul.
And Karstafen picks up his 5th personal, and he'll leave the game. Michael Harden should be the substitute coming in to replace him. And they're double-checking the fouls on Victor Karstafen.
John Chaney also got some extra time to discuss things, or Jimmy Maloney with Harden.
We've got Karstafen down for 5. We'll see with the scores table. And in fact, he does have 5. So Michael Harden comes in.
King Rice will shoot 1+1.
So King Rice with the 1-and-1. He's perfect at the charity stripe, 4 of 4.
Well, this one's for the comfort zone. Got to push
but
quickly.
Only a slight comfort. It would make it a 3-point lead. A 3-point shot by Temple would tie it up.
Some great 3-point shooters. Kilgore, Macon as well.
A 3-point lead. Ball in the hands of Macon. Macon for 3. On target. And it's over. And Carolina advances to the Final Four. The Chevrolet players of the game are Mark Macon of Temple, 31 points, and Rick Fox with 19 from North Carolina. A check in the amount of $1,000 will be donated to each college's general scholarship fund to further assist qualified students in all chosen academic fields. So North Carolina advances to the round of Kansas. And Dean Smith now becomes the only coach to win regional titles in 4 different decades. So for Curry Kirkpatrick and Bill Raftery, I'm James Brown saying so long from the Meadowlands Arena. It's been a dandy. North Carolina takes it by 3. Let's go back to Pat O'Brien.
All right, James Brown.